So I really wanted to thank the chaplain for inspiring me to make this video or speak my truth. I remember she came up to me and held my hands and said, Tiffany, I really love you and I'm so proud of you, but I really want you to go and speak to someone, or, I feel that you have been through so much in the last couple of years, back to back, and I don't feel that you have been able to grieve or to express your feelings and let your anger out. And she said, you really need to do that in order to heal. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I am not crazy. And I actually told her that, the chaplain. And she said, crazy? She said, no one said that you're crazy, Tiff. She said, as a matter of fact, I had to go talk to someone and release my feelings. You don't have to go see a specialist. She said, you need to release your stress and let it out. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have time for this. But meanwhile, realizing to this day that I really didn't have time to grieve over, I know it's grieve is such a strong word, but truly that's really what it is, over everything that I've went through in the last couple of years, because it seemed it was like one thing after the other. I was a single mom of 3 kids, divorced, raised 3 kids, and at the age of 12, I was sexually molested. And I mean, I went through so much in my life, diagnosed with cancer, wasn't for sure if I was going to make it out of that situation. And I was also in an abusive relationship. So it just seems like it was one thing after the other. And she really, wanted me to let it out. And so here I am. Everybody does it in a different way. So I feel like you guys are family and friends, and hopefully I can inspire someone. So I'm going to do that, and this is how I'm going to release it. And it's time for me to move on. I have so many things going on in my life, so many changes, and I feel that it's time. In order for me to move forward, I have to let go of the past, like truly let it go and release all of this from off of my back. So I'm going to share this with you guys. Please bear with me if I stutter or whatever, but I really wanted to speak my truth. It is so amazing. It wasn't until I was diagnosed with a rare aggressive cancer that had fingers, and it was close to my lungs and my heart. Wow. Pleomorphic dermal sarcoma. Who could have thought that something like this would have changed my life? A cancer of the flesh and muscle. My life flashed before me. I remember hearing those words, you have cancer. And I totally went numb. Like everything. It was like I zoned out totally. And I get tears to this day, thinking about it. I never would have thought that that's what it would have been. My job and my passion all these years has been working in the hospital and helping others in need since the day I graduated, or since I can remember, really. I remember I was always taking vitals, entering doctor's orders, CPR, bed baths, bathroom assistance, and much, much more. I realized how beautiful we are and precious life is. Even with the scar on my back, I told my doctor after 5 stat surgeries and no other choice but surgery. The doctor said it was bad and removed a basketball size of flesh and muscle. I remember my surgeon and my oncologist coming in the room to see me after surgery, and the first thing the doctor said to me as he held my hand and gave me a hug and a kiss on the forehead was, Tiffany, I want to say I'm so sorry. He was apologizing for the way my back looked. And I hadn't even seen my back at that point and could care less. That was the last thing on my mind. I was just happy that I was able to open my eyes. I remember holding the doctor's hand saying, thank you, doctor, for saving my life, as he gave me a hug. I might have a scar for the rest of my life, but it's okay. After beating cancer, I smile because I'm alive. I don't smile like I used to because, unfortunately, with the good comes some bad. My dentist told me that, my teeth are not the best or in the best shape because of everything that I went through. But it's okay because, hey, I can get that fixed. I'm so happy that God blessed me with more time here on the earth with my kids, family, friends, and you all. I love you guys so much. YouTube has been such a blessing to me in so many ways, And the most important thing is sharing my story and my testimony as a single mom of 3 kids, and hopefully continue to encourage others to never give up. I know people have been through a lot worse, but no one can truly say that, because no one has walked in my shoes, and I have never walked in your shoes. What makes me smile is helping others. I gave up after hearing I had to go to a third surgery. I was struggling financially and from the previous surgeries and felt like I couldn't afford to live. What a feeling to have. I never thought. I've seen so many people walk out of the hospital because they would say, I can't afford it. And it felt to me like they were more worried about their bills. I'm judging than their life. But you don't know until you walk someone's shoes. I was struggling so bad. I had to take care of my kids and pay bills. I had to keep a roof over my kids' head. I told my boss I wanted to continue a normal work schedule. I didn't want to sit at home and think about the question marks or the unknown. I returned to work and my heart was so heavy. The one who used to always smile and joke around and prank everyone. I couldn't. I felt lost and afraid. I remember I was checking vitals when I heard my name called over the intercom. I was thinking, OMG, what's wrong? I'm in the middle of taking vitals. I walked to the nurse's station and about 60 people, I don't know if it was 60 or not, but it was a lot of people standing in the nurse's station looking at me. I couldn't believe it. I started to cry, now thinking about it, even to this day. They asked that I stand in the center of everyone as everyone surrounded me and placed their hands all over my body. I started to cry. The chaplain asked that I stand in the center and that everyone place a hand on me. It was so many people, so couldn't everyone touch me, but they reached towards me in the center. It was amazing how so many people came from all over the hospital. Some didn't even really know me that well. They came from different units just to pray for me. I guess everybody, the word got out and people were telling other people. And it's amazing at how many people, care about others in this world. There are truly good people in this world. The chaplain prayed and prayed and prayed for me. Everybody in the nurse's station was crying and weeping and crying, and I was crying, of course, pouring tears. People were wiping tears from my face. It was such a beautiful experience. After praying, one of the nurses and my boss placed an envelope in my hand, you guys, and it was close to, I believe, $2,000 that they had raised. I could not believe it. They raised from all over the hospital, people I didn't know. They gave me a card, everyone signed it, and it was just such a beautiful thing to help me with my bills. And everyone said, Tiffany, you're having this surgery and you don't have a choice. Wow. I cried, not because they were, giving me cash, but they were there holding my hand when I hit rock bottom. Along with my family and friends. They were family as well, and so are you guys. When I was weak and on my knees, they stood strong for me. You guys stood strong for me. I always used to be strong. I was so used to being strong, a strong mom and hiding my feelings. I didn't have time to cry. I didn't have time. I have to work. I have to pay bills. I have to take care of my kids. That's what I'm used to. Working hard and struggling my entire life, good at hiding my stress and my tears and having no time to cry. There was plenty of nights I cried myself to sleep, hiding it from my kids and family. But when hearing my diagnosis, I fell to my knees. I felt like I truly hit rock bottom, because one of the hardest things I ever had to do was tell my kids that I have cancer. A few days later, I had another surgery. Thank you guys so much for everything. It was the most painful experience, and financially, I was struggling. I felt like I couldn't afford to live. It was bills or surgery. I had to choose between my life or bills. And I had given up and chosen to pay bills. I think back at all these years I worked with patients, and I used to be so upset or like disappointed when I felt like, patients would up and leave the hospital because they said, I have to go back to work, I have to pay bills. But no one, like I say, truly knows until you walk in their shoes. And I was walking in it. I feel like that should never have to be an option between your life and bills. And I want to help others. It's sad that we have to even think about bills when fighting for our lives. One day I'll be able to help others. Our lives are priceless. I had to sleep sitting straight up. This is something I'll never, never, ever forget. And my family would help me to use the restroom, and my son fed me while doing airplane motions. There was plenty of nights I sat up on the couch sitting straight up because if I breathed too hard, I was in pain. My entire body hurt. Crying nightless and nightless of nights and days of tears. I would try to cry silently because for one, I was in pain, and two, I didn't want to, burden my family or worry them because I was in so much pain. I was so embarrassed, but then I thought to myself, we will all need help one day. I don't care who you are. And I'm grateful that I had my family and friends and all my coworkers, my family, you guys, for being by my side to help me. I knew exactly how it felt when I was helping my patients. I could connect even more. I learned how to brush my teeth again and to use the restroom on my own and to even walk on my own without having help. It was hard, but I did it with the help of my family and friends. Although I still have pain every day, it's okay. I'm alive and healthy. While I'm taking a breath, unfortunately, some others took their last breath. And it's sad, sad, sad to say. I'm alive and healthy. I have 3 more years before my oncologist is releasing me. I get checked out every 6 months and have a routine PET scan and labs done. With all of this, I'm grateful. I'm not mad that I went through this. I'm humbled and I have my life. I'm alive. I can either cry over this scar on my back for the rest of my life, or I can smile and tell cool stories of how I was attacked by a wild flying goose like shark. I choose to smile. I'm loving myself as I get older. It's funny, it took me all these years to realize how precious we are and how precious life is. It's sad, but that's why I want to inspire others. Don't wait till you get down and sick to realize how precious life is. Although I've always, but sometimes you just don't realize it until you've been through some things. My scar is a part of my life, my testimony, and I've learned to never take life for granted. My next goal is, for one, get my teeth fixed. If I have to save and save and save, and people who know me know I always help others, even though sometimes when I really shouldn't be and I'm struggling myself. But that's what makes me happy, helping others and seeing a smile on people's face. I will give the clothes off my back and the food out of my house, as long as my kids have food to eat, honey. I'm currently writing a book and hoping to to be almost finished really soon. Hopefully I can encourage the next person and pass the baton. And cancer awareness, I know some people hate that word, but I really want to spread cancer awareness. Oh yeah, by the way, please excuse my language, but cancer. I really have my boss to thank for making me go to see my primary. They didn't waste no time at the hospital to make me go get checked out. I wasn't feeling good. I was dizzy. I was having problems. And I remember my boss said, you got to go right now. She forced me to go, and because my blood pressure was sky high. But I thank God for her pushing and them fighting for me to do that, because this story could have ended much, much differently. I went over to see my primary doctor. She wanted to get my blood pressure under control. And I remember mentioning the scar on my back. I felt, you know what, let me go ahead and mention this since I'm here, getting myself checked out. Might as well just mention this because I knew that my back was bothering me. I had pain in my back. It looked like a little bump on my back. And thank God she said, well, I'm not worried about that. It looks like a little deep cyst. And I think the first doctor just didn't go in deep enough. They didn't swab it or send out labs or anything. So she said, Tiffany, we're going to get your blood pressure under control, which is very important. And then I'll send you out to see a surgeon. I think it's a cyst, a deep cyst. They just didn't go in deep enough, and you're going to have surgery to have it removed. So weeks passed, she finally got my blood pressure under control. I remember going back, everything was going good. But for some reason, something kept telling me, Tiff, get your back checked out, because my back was bothering me in that area. And so I mentioned again to my doctor, and she was like, okay, I'm going to send you to see a surgeon. Well, thank God I pushed it, because what we thought was a small cyst turned out to be cancer. And this saved my life. It was probably about the size of a kidney bean. I know it's funny. Anyways, I'm glad that I went in for surgery, because it could have turned out totally different and been a totally different story. The point I'm trying to come across is what my friend always say. The point I'm trying to come across is be aware of your body. When in doubt, go get checked out. Okay, when in doubt, go get checked out. We are not a cat, and we don't have 9 lives, and we only have one life. And so it's up to us to take care of ourselves. What they always say is, most of the time when you catch things at the beginning, your chances of fighting and beating it, I'm not a doctor, but we all know this, your chances of surviving are much, much higher. I posted videos about this, so if you go back and check, I did do my whole cancer story. If you guys were, wanting to know how it happened, I did post 3 videos, scroll all the way down to the bottom. But I am now 40 years old. And I remember my first surgery was actually on my 38th birthday, you guys, my birthday. And I look back, just almost 2 years ago, we didn't know if I would make it or even be here. Never give up to anyone who is listening to this. Never be afraid to share your story or to be you. Always be you. Always walk in your truth, you guys. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Never get too cocky, though, up on your horse, because just like you got up, you can fall down even faster, and it'll be a long, hard fall. So never, ever look down at people, because one day you never know when you're going to be there. I never thought that, I'd be going through it this soon. I have so much more to tell. I really do. So many stories. But I'm currently writing a book, and I do want to share my story and my testimony as so much. So hopefully I can finish this book within the next month or so. And someone had asked me, hey, Tiffany, why don't you think about, Lifetime or making this as a movie? I want to say, though, my parents have given me such a blessed life. I truly, truly thank my mom and my dad. My dad did 30 years in the military, and my mom was a manager at AFES, and she's still right by his side, working all those years and taking care of us as my dad deployed. My brother, my sister, my brother-in-law, my boyfriend, everybody, family and friends, my hospital family. I will never, ever, ever forget everything that you guys have done for me. Thank you truly for everyone from the bottom of my heart. My kids, I'm so grateful for. They're never taken for granted, you guys. We think just because we gave birth that we own them. No, and that, we get like the big head. They are a gift from God, and I thank God for them. I truly, truly, truly do. And it's so funny, me being their mom. Thank you for allowing me to be their mom. And I thank my kids for actually I raised them, but they helped raise me too. And they helped me to become the strong woman that I am. And for me, help me mature. I always say that just like it's our job to teach them right from wrong, my kids have taught me so many things in life, you guys. So many things. And I thank you guys so much for teaching me how to never give up and loving me as your mom and allowing me to be your mother. I just want to say that you guys, thank you for taking the time to listen to my story. I will never say I won't cry again because listen, life happens and we're gonna cry. Crying is okay. It's our way of releasing our anger and our stress. But what is not okay is drowning in your tears, you guys. I know it's easy for some of us to say, but truly life is going to go on. It's going to move. And we have to learn how to cope with it and move on as well. So I want to say to everything that I've been through, and I'm sure it's much more to come, but I will release that brick off of my back and I'm going to live in my truth. And I know even bigger and better things are coming. I want to thank you, my family and friends again, my YouTube family. I love you guys. Thank you so much. For anyone that's out there going through anything, it doesn't have to be cancer. I don't care what it is. And we all know 2020 has been the year, you guys. Let's love each other. Let's support each other, help each other. When you see someone down, never continue to kick them down because see, you never know. People always say, Tiffany, you're so beautiful. You're so this, you're so that. But no one truly knows your story. We become so accustomed to hiding our feelings and our tears, and the way we feel because we know we have to work, we have to do this, and we're afraid people are going to look at us like we're crazy. But it's okay to release it and keep it moving. So that I want to continue to inspire others. If anyone wants to reach out to me or hear more or exactly how it happened, or some of the things I went through in my life, I haven't begun to tell you guys some of the stuff that I went through, but I am writing a book. I will say stay tuned. You guys are going to be quite shocked at some of the things I went through. Some things my family don't even know. But I'm looking forward to it's like my stress reliever. But with all that being said, you guys, always keep your head up. And I love you guys truly, dearly. Thank you so much for listening to this video. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you smash that subscribe button. Drop me a comment down below. Share me out. Hopefully I can reach as many as people I can. If you guys would like to do a collaboration or hear more stories, please feel free to drop me a comment down below. I didn't record this video for people to feel sorry for me. I recorded this to release the beast is what I'm gonna call it, because I'm free, I'm alive, I'm healthy, I'm happy, good things are happening to me. My kids are now young adults, you guys. OMG. All of my kids are grown, you guys. I have 2 in college. They're getting their own apartments, and my 17-year-old, he'll be graduating before I know it. And this will actually be my first time soon being on my own. So good things are happening. I got a promotion and I'm just so happy. I'm so happy. I love my parents. I love my family. I love you guys. I love my kids. I love life. And I just want to say thank you, God, for giving me another chance at life. So with that being said, I want to help as many people as I can and inspire many. And I know so many are losing the battle, not just to cancer, to everything, this pandemic, so much. But we have to continue to pray and help all that's still here on this earth that we can. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in my next video or those YouTube streets. You guys, mask up, mask up, mask up. Keep grinding, keep shining, my beautiful tea lights, and stay tuned for more, you guys. I will be dropping another video, and hopefully my book will be out soon. I love you guys. Peace.